Duncan Ross, and this is my wife Eureka Ross, and we come up all the way from the Black Isle, and where we've been growing herbs organically and biodynamically for 44 years. We're very fortunate to have a walled garden, quite well sheltered with good soil, and the Black Isle has got a pretty good climate. So we arrived in 1976 and started to grow herbs, and now we built up quite a collection of culinary, aromatic and medicinal herbs. Not just from the Highlands and Islands, which we specialise in, native Scots herbs, but from all over the world. And we go off on botanical expeditions, getting seeds and bringing them back to the Black Isle and growing them on. So we started with about 70 species way back in the 1970s, when things like parsley and chives were just about okay, but anything else was beyond the pale, totally somewhere else. But after several decades and people recognizing the benefits of growing and using herbs, they become more and more acceptable. So now we have over 400 species of herbs from all over the world, and we go off collecting seeds, not just in Japan, which happens to be a place that we go to a fair amount, but to the Himalayas, to the Andes, Australia, New Zealand, and elsewhere. But as I said, we specialize in Scots native herbs, which I don't think many other nurseries do. And not many people know that there are some really interesting plants up there on the moors and in the hills. They're used for food and medicine. And this is what we wanted to promote. And just by chance, I brought along one, and we'll go into the plants individually in a wee while. So at Poyntzfield, we hold courses on how to grow and use herbs. And we've just built a classroom especially for that purpose, because we're going to semi-retirement, but we're moving into education. So on our website, poyntzfieldherbs.co.uk, you'll see these courses advertised in the new year. By going into semi-retirement, we do have another couple of experienced and qualified gardeners, organic gardeners and biodynamic gardeners who are going to run the nursery, so that we can just sit around drinking herb teas and talking to folk about herbs, this sort of thing. So I mentioned that we specialize in Scots native herbs. Well, this is a plant found on the foreshore called Scots lovage, or Lygosticum scoticum, if you're into botanical names. It's not looking all that flourishing at the moment, but that's because it's a herbaceous perennial, and being almost into November, it's dying down naturally for the year. But in the spring, the young shoots will appear, and they have a lovely celery type flavour, which you might use for what purpose?
Like the soup, and some salad, young leaves for salad as well. That plants, which the leaves, the stem comes sort of wrapping from all the stem. It had some air condition there. That's good for your soul. Like a parsley, celery, love it.
Yeah.
And then I know what the garden lovage does. This is Scott lovage. But garden lovage, it said, it will restore the lost interest of the world. That more interest you can bring to the world. That kind of affect them to the soul.
Yes, so that's Scots lovage, which is a small form of the garden lovage, which is for big gardens because it grows 6 feet high. And that's fine if you want lovage soup every day. But if you just want, lovage soup once a week, then go for the native Scots lovage. Interestingly enough, this lovage is the Gaelic name is Shunas, which means stormy, because it grows on just right beside the sea above the storm beach. So the Gaelic name gives an indication of its habitat.